Hello, I'm excited to give you a brief demonstration of some of the augmented analytics capabilities that are available within SAP Analytics Cloud. I have the application open in my browser. I don't have to download or install anything, and I'm always on the latest version. Today, what I want to do is analyze my sales orders. So I'm going to just drag and drop it in. As I do so, I selected the I'm feeling lucky option. This uses our smart modeling where I don't have to do any data preparation. It does that work for me. So it's going to find the measures, the dimensions, if it's time-based or anything like that. Once it's done, it drops me into our data exploration view. From here, anything that I click on, I can start visualizing. So for instance, I want to take a look at order value, and perhaps I want to take a look at it by customer segment or customer status. Or I want to take a look at it over time. It created data hierarchies for me. I can choose not to use any, and it's going to automatically select the chart that is best suited for this data. Once I found something that I like, I can copy it over into a new page. This is meant to be very self-service friendly, so I can easily move this around, resize it, format it, sort it. Now, I want to show you an even easier way of building charts using search in my own natural language. So I'll say show order value by product, and as I do so, it immediately brings back the answer. I can go broader and add customer segment, and it will bring back data for each segment. I can be more specific and say for the C990 bike, notice this, I misspelled bike, and it still brought back the right data. I can even use more general expressions for previous year. And it knows what I mean, and it understands I'm asking about 2019. Once I find something that I like here, I can add it to my dashboard page as well. This provides me a nice view of orders by products, but it lacks a bit of context, meaning if I'm looking at the M550 bike with its low value or the e-bike with its really high value, do I have any idea of why it's so high or why it's so low? This is a major limitation of tools today. With SAP Analytics Cloud, you can go beyond and explain what's going on. So it's added a footer where it's explaining to us that the e-bike is our top contributor, 19% above average, and that its variation is being driven by China. Notice, this chart says nothing about China, but it's taking a 360 look at my data and providing me that additional insight. I can further drill down into this and I can see what exactly is going on there. I can also check the change over time, where we are so far in the current quarter. How does Q4 2019 compares with the previous quarter? We find an impressive 62% growth, and I can pivot through additional charts as well. Once I'm done, I'm going to share it out with others. They'll get notified on their mobile app, on the web, via email. We can even exchange comments directly inside the dashboard. So I'm asking Carmen if this is what she was looking for. And now check this out. Carmen, in return, is asking me for a complete analysis of sales orders. So let's return to what my source data was for this. I have thousands of rows of sales orders. I can see it by customer, by segment, by country, by product. I have all of this great data. It may take me the entire afternoon, it may take me the rest of the day for me to bring something back to Carmen. Again, this is where SAP Analytics Cloud can help us. It can actually perform the analysis and build the dashboard for us. All I have to do is specify what do I want to explore. Today, I need to look at order value. Once I hit run, it starts running an analysis, and based on it, it's building a dashboard for me. It's using machine learning, but I don't need to know this. I don't have to be a data scientist to know how to use this. Now, let's take a look at the type of insights that SAP Analytics Cloud found for us. I see that the total order value is 16 million. I can see a histogram of all those orders, and I can see how it's doing by wholesale, direct, and retail segments. It's also adding additional insights for me. For instance, this time series forecast, where it's projecting into the future what it thinks my order value is going to be. One thing I can see from this is that my order value is slowly trending downwards. So this has me a little bit concerned. I may want to know what impacts my order value. Why might it be trending downwards? For that, I can jump over to my key influencers. This will show me what are the main factors influencing order value. The first one is pretty straightforward. The numbers of units that you sell directly relates to what your order value is going to be. The next most important things are the country the order comes from, the product that you sell, the number of customer meetings you had, the customer segment, etc. Let's take a look at how the country influences order value. It automatically grouped together 5 countries where the average order value is much higher than in other countries. China is part of those 5 countries. This really resonates with what we saw earlier for the e-bike in China. Our e-bike was recently released and is only available in some countries. Okay, so now let's look at the different bikes. I can get some interesting insight out of this. For instance, the M550 bike has a number of orders, but really low average order value. On the other hand, the e-bike has a relatively small numbers of orders, but is doing extraordinarily well. If I wanted to ask what would happen if I released this e-bike in another country, we could do that on the simulation page. Here, we can use all that historical data that we saw inside of our spreadsheet and play around with the values, simulate what would happen in different settings. So for instance, I want to release the e-bike in Belgium through wholesales to prospective customers, and it's simulating out what that projected value would be. It does one extra thing for me, which is it helps me identify unexpected values. Based upon what is the normal baseline, I can find orders that were higher or lower than expected. So I might want to follow up on this one from Angela and find out why it was so much lower, or why this one from Robert in India is so much higher than what it should have been. With what we just saw, this dashboard that was created for us, what's also really neat is that it's working great in responsive mode. So if you jump into your device preview, you can even see what this will look like on different screen size. So all of this that was created for us is also going to look great as I jump over and take a look at it on my phone, or as Carmen takes a look at it on her phone. This was a really short demo of some of the augmented capabilities that are available within SAP Analytics Cloud.